Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. So I hope you are all doing well, and as you have read in the title, I have got a massive list of perfumes today here with me, and today this episode is completely dedicated to healthcare professionals like doctors, nurses who work in a controlled environment and obviously don't have the liberty to wear perfumes at work most of the time. And even if they do, it has to be something which has a very subdued appeal, which is a very low key perfume where there isn't much projection, there isn't too much of a sillage, or even nothing noticeable about the perfume. So I have selected some of those perfumes which have a very low profile, low key presence. Overall, they kind of stick to you, they make you feel nice, they make you feel good, and they make you feel fragrant, but doesn't let too many people around you know, unless they come very close to you, that you are wearing a perfume. So I'm sure this kind of perfumes will not be offensive to anyone, and will allow you the pleasure, the luxury of using a perfume on a work day and without breaking any of the protocols. So without any further ado, let's jump into the video. So I have a massive list of 16 perfumes, but there are two perfumes that I really feel should be given a mention, and besides the fact that they are two of my favorites, I feel they are amazing perfumes by themselves. So on a day when you have less work pressure, and these can be options, I'm just putting them out as options, but definitely their projection and their sillage and other their like presence may not be, but I have to say that projection of one of these and projection of both these perfumes may not be as subdued as the rest of the perfumes on this list. So one of them is Zen, because it's so refreshing as a perfume, it's so beautiful, gorgeous as a perfume, that I just love the feel of it. But I understand doctors may not be able to work closely with patients wearing a perfume like this, so you can just think of it as part of your collection, maybe on another day when you're kind of relaxing and going out with friends and family. But I just this is so refreshing. So for any tired doctor, at the end of the day, this is exactly what you need to get you rejuvenated. And another perfume that gives me the same vibe is Black Orchid. Oh my god, the projection of this is less than Zen. So maybe on a lighter day when you are not really you don't have too much of a work pressure, you can wear this. But again, it may break the workplace protocol, so I'm not sure if I should include these. So these were like two just extra mentions, like they say, honorable mentions. So I'm looking very funny, I don't know, like I'm not much of a makeup person, so I don't know how to do. So now we can start the main list. And the first perfume that I have here with me is Eclat d'Arpège from the House of Lava, and this is a very light, airy, fresh floral perfume. But the reason that I'm mentioning this here, like this is on 16th position, the reason being that the longevity, this is a fresh fragrance, and as it happens many a times with fresh fragrances, the longevity of this one is not as good as some of the others that are there in this list. So but it's so incredibly fresh, this one, that this is like, if you smell it, you will feel like this is the first thing you need right out of the shower on a hot summer day, and before you go to work. So this is beautiful, but floral, sweet kind, but very fresh also. But at the same time, the longevity is a bit on the lesser side, which is why not very dependable, especially if you have a long day and you are one of those people who don't like to carry big bottles. So this may not always be very dependable. So this is on number 16. On number 15, I have this beautiful vanilla fragrance. This is Orchid Vanille from Van Cleef and Arpels, and this is beautiful. This is just heavenly in my opinion. And you know, there's a beautiful dry down as well. It's not as intense as it may seem, right, when you are sniffing it on the from the bottle. It gets beautiful with time. And the best part about this fragrance is that it does not have a huge projection, so it kind of sticks to you. It kind of envelopes you with a beautiful floral vanilla fragrance. So you will be feeling good, you will be smelling good, but at the same time not too many people will know around you. So there's a lot of vanilla over here, this vanilla and vanilla bean, and it is beautifully blended with rose, with violet, with lychee, with orange. So there's fruity floral notes, and then there's white musk at the bottom, at the base, and then there is tonka bean at the base. So all of it makes it a beautiful creamy vanilla, but there is fruity floral infusion and tonka bean. So it's a very balanced fragrance. It does not give you a headache. It does not allow people to know that you're wearing a beautiful perfume only if they come very close to you. But this is something that will keep you beautifully fragrant throughout the day, and it has a good longevity in my opinion. On my skin it lasts easily for about 6 to 7 hours. So Orchid Vanille can be one of those options. The next fragrance that I have in hand is Dolce & Gabbana's L'Imperatrice. This is a beautiful fruity floral fragrance, but low on projection, low on sillage, but good longevity, decent longevity. It can go, if you apply it a little generously, then it can easily stick to you for about 6 to 7 hours easily. So this is a part of the anthology collection. This is number 3, and this has beautiful notes. This has a primary note of the watermelon, then this has a rhubarb note, this has a kiwi note, this has cyclamen, this has lemon tree, sandalwood and musk at the base. But the sandalwood may be adding that depth to it, but I don't get too much of the sandalwood. This is basically a very fruity floral kind of a fragrance, and I should say the fruity flavors rule a little bit more than the floral notes. This is easily a very good choice for workplace perfumes, and especially for doctors, for nurses and medical professionals who work closely with patients and they are not supposed to wear anything. Especially if you have that kind of a rule, this will make you feel fresh. This is almost like a body mist. So, and it sticks to you. It doesn't allow people to get your perfume without getting too close to you, so you can safely wear this. So the next perfume that I have in hand is a 2017 launch from the house of Gucci. This is Gucci Bloom, and this is a bit powdery. This is floral and a bit powdery, and in my opinion this is like elegance in a bottle. It is so beautiful, and maybe the projection is a little bit higher than many of the other perfumes, but still it is perfectly workable for a medical scenario, especially on days when you have less patient to doctor or patient to nurse interactions. I'm sure there are such days when you have less work pressure, but you still have to go for a 7 to 8 hour shift, and you should be feeling fresh. And this is one of those fragrances where you not only feel fresh, you feel so much more elegant within, so much more sophisticated and dignified. This actually works beautifully for a summer or for a restricted environment kind of a situation. This has natural tuberose, this has honeysuckle, this has jasmine absolute, this has iris. That all makes it a beautiful floral masterpiece in my opinion, and it has a good longevity, very good longevity. So which is why especially during the summer days, this can be a very good choice for doctors and nurses. So the next fragrance that I have in hand is a beautiful bottle, beautiful packaging along with a beautiful perfume, and a slightly bit high, stronger in my opinion, slightly bit if I compare with the others that I've just mentioned, a bit. Don't get frightened, this is only a bit stronger than the others, and I still feel this can be worked this can be used for a doctor, by a doctor or a nurse, because you people work long hours. And when in perfumes we have a dry down, like if you're applying it now, after 3 hours the same projection, the same density or intensity of the perfume will not be there. So working on that, if you are working on a 7 to 8 hour shift, you need something like this, which can actually start mellowing down after 1 hour or 2 hours, and becoming a part of your skin scent, so you can still feel good and fresh, at the same time not letting people around you know that you're wearing a perfume. So this is Hermes Twilly, and this is it starts with ginger and goes into tuberose and finally settles down with sandalwood. That is the story of Twilly. Brief but beautiful, and that packaging is beautiful. It's a small bottle. That's something that also I had in mind. If you want, you can actually carry this in your bag if you wish to. And the perfume being a little stronger, and it's very summery fresh, but having tuberose in it gives it a little bit of intensity also. Yeah, and once the mellow down, the dry down starts, you will feel good without letting anyone know that you're wearing a perfume. So that is the primary thing that was going on in my head, and I'm repeating it myself right now. So Hermes Twilly can be a beautiful choice, wonderful choice for your working days. The next perfume that I have here with me is one of my go-to fragrances, and you will easily see when you see the level, because I'm a judicious spender. I use my perfumes very, very judiciously, very, very respectfully. So just a few sprays, not drain them out. So this is Dolce & Gabbana's Eau Intense, and this is pure heaven, especially if you have a workplace scenario, even no matter where you are working, especially for doctors and nurses who are non-stop working, like you guys are on your feet most of the time, and you have so much of stress going on in your mind about patients, about treatments, and about prescriptions all the time. This is something that you must have. No matter how many perfumes you have in your collection, this is a must have, because I think it's a must have for everyone. This is an amazing freshie that always makes me think of oranges, and I don't know why. It has lemon zest, it has Granny Smith apples, it has musk at the base, it amberwood at the base, it has florals like jasmine and marigold in the middle, but it's such a beautiful, fresh kind of a fragrance. If you don't have it by now, please go get it once the lockdown is over. Most of these are designer fragrances, so you get it at Sephora and get it at other stores near you. Just take a sniff and buy this. You will not regret it. The next fragrance that I have in hand is a brand that is, in my opinion, that is a beautiful, that creates beautiful perfumes for different kinds of occasions. So on one hand, when there's this cozy, vanilla, beautiful perfume, there is this light, airy coconut tuberose combination in Datura Noir. If you are starting a collection of niche fragrances and you are still not very sure as to what kind of perfumes to buy and which are the brands that you should look forward to, I suggest Serge Lutens is one of those brands you should check out first, because Serge Lutens is not extremely pricey. The fragrances, the perfumes are beautiful, and there are so many variations in their composition, whether it's Shergi, whether it's Eau Boy Vanille, whether it's Datura Noir. There is something new, something different in each one of this, which is amazing. And this one, if you have it, you will know already, and if you don't, you can get this perfume. It's not very expensive. At the same time, it is perfect for all those conditions, where all those workplace conditions where you are not supposed to wear a perfume, especially for doctors and nurses and other medical professionals who have to go through this regulation of not wearing a perfume at workplace, and if you still want to feel a little fresh, and look at this bottle, it's very slim. This is a 50 ml package and can be very easily carried in your bag, and it's, in my opinion, this is very portable. And the fragrance, oh my god, it's so beautiful. I'm not much of a tuberose I'm not too fond of tuberose based perfumes, but this one along with coconut, it's an absolute heavenly magic. This has vanilla and apricot at the base. At the top it has coconut, it has tuberose, it has tonka bean, almond and lemon blossom. In the middle it has mandarin orange, heliotrope, myrrh, Chinese osmanthus and musk. So you know, there are a lot of notes working, and it's so light and airy and refreshing. I think this is a very clear choice for medical professionals. So give it a try if you can. The next fragrance, I mean, there are a few fragrances in this list that is clearly, you know, it's quite clear that they are here because I'm so partial towards them. But that's not true. The thing is that I just love this perfume so much, and they are so subdued and subtle, and they're not loud or in your face kind of perfumes. They don't have that heavy projection, heavy sillage kind of thing, and most importantly, they are so sophisticated and elegant. They are like, all of these are elegance in a bottle, which is why I feel this perfume too deserves a place in this list. This is Mon Guerlain, from Guerlain, and this is slightly more intense, but it's not something, if you spray it carefully, it's not something that will travel far and wide. It's only when people will come close to you, they will know. And you need to feel good at times as a doctor, as a nurse, or in any other medical field. You need to feel good, fresh, powdery and a little fragrant at times, and for that this works beautifully. It has vanilla, it is one of the most beautiful vanilla perfumes in my opinion. If you love vanilla, then you must have this in your collection. Then this has lavender, again very unique addition for female fragrances. This has coumarin, this has sandalwood, and this has iris. And it is the iris that gives it that beautiful powdery note. But again, the powdery note in this and the powdery note in, say, another fragrance like, say, La Vie est Belle, they are like totally different. This is different, along with lavender, along with vanilla, sandalwood and coumarin. You know, it works differently. And this also has, I think I forgot, this also has bergamot at the top. So there's the tiny bit of freshness, that zingy freshness is also there at the top. And I wear this pretty often, and I have to tell you that this is beautiful. It does not project too heavily on around you, but it makes you feel beautiful. It really makes you feel beautiful from the inside. So even if you're a doctor or a nurse, you can wear this at times, and maybe use little bit so people don't notice, but you will get the smell, and that is more important. The next fragrance that I have here with me is from the house of Initio. This is Rehab, and this was launched in 2018 as part of their Absolute collection, if I remember correctly, and it has a beautiful soft subdued kind of an appeal. I'll give you the notes for this. This has bergamot and lavender at the top. This has vetiver, cedar and patchouli in the middle. This has gaiac wood, sandalwood and musk at the base. And oh my god, this is a beautiful perfume. And this has a decent longevity of at least about 6 to 7 hours, and which to me is decent, because Oud for Greatness from the same house lasts even longer on my skin. So 6 to 7 hours in my opinion is decent from Rehab. And even if you tend to overspray a little bit, I've seen it with this, the projection is not very high, and as a doctor I'm sure you will not overspray, but in my opinion this can be a beautiful addition to your collection, especially for the medical professionals. The next fragrance that I have here with me is from the house of Dior, and this is probably a must-have for all professionals, no matter what kind of office or professional place you are working in. This is a perfume that goes with every sector of professional endeavor, and especially for doctors and nurses and other medical professionals. This is Christian Dior's Pure Poison. This is beautiful. This is a clean fragrance, and at the same time it's not fresh, it's very clean, as clear as it looks, and it has got sandalwood. It gives you a very good longevity without projecting too much, without letting people around you know that you're wearing a perfume, and it kind of sticks to you. It's more like a skin scent after a few hours, and it makes you feel really good. It makes you feel really calm. And I have seen this, whenever I've worn this, actually, if I'm out and about and in the middle of some other work, it kind of calms me down. No matter what kind of stressful situation I'm in, it kind of calms me down. This is orange, Sicilian mandarin, bergamot and jasmine at the top. It has orange blossom and gardenia in the middle. It has sandalwood, cedar, white musk and white amber at the base, which makes it long lasting, floral and beautifully floral, and at the same time very elegant kind of a perfume. Not too much, not too loud, not too in your face, and extremely calming, as I just said. So Dior Poison. The next fragrance that I have here with me is one of my favorites. Easily one of the best workplace situation fragrances. This is Marc Jacobs Decadence. This is a fruity, floral, powdery kind of a perfume. And then there is a little bit of greenness at the top, at the opening, just a little bit, and if you let that pass, it goes right into that beautiful powdery note, and that comes from the iris, of course. Another unique ingredient that is over here is vetiver. So as we all know, vetiver is mostly used in men's fragrances, but vetiver is used beautifully in this, and it only adds to the depth and character of this perfume. There are many of you who might not like the packaging. For me, I love both. I love both the packaging and the juice inside. And for me, this fragrance signifies women power. I don't know why, but I feel like a powerful woman when I'm wearing this. And I think all of you doctors and nurses who work long hours, long shifts, you work very hard and you deserve something like this. So if you have not sniffed this as yet, you can find it at your designer perfume shop, and you must give this a sniff, because this has got amazing longevity. The projection is not strong at all, like it's not, the sillage is very subdued, extremely subdued sillage, but at the same time the longevity is incredible. So please try Decadence if you have not, and let me know how you like it. The next fragrance that I have here with me is Tom Ford's Eau de Soleil Blanc, and I think this is a beautiful fragrance for a doctor, especially if or a nurse or any other medical professional, because you have a perfect balance of freshness, like citrusy freshness beautifully mingled with coconutty creaminess, and that's incredible. Now this has tons of notes, so I will have to kind of read them out to you. At the top it has bitter orange peel, vert de bergamot, petite grain begerade, caraway seed, pink pepper, cardamom, neroli, cedrat and pistachio. The middle notes are buds of Moroccan orange blossom, jasmine, nectar, galbanum, tuberose, ylang ylang. The base notes comprise of coco de mer, amber, vanilla, tonka bean, benzoin and coconut, with so many notes. Bergamot and coconut are the, maybe a little bit of the orange is all I get, and I'm happy, because this to me is a beautiful fragrance. The longevity is a bit of an issue with this, but if you can carry this will at least last you for about 3 to 4 hours, and on my skin actually it lasts not more than 2 to 3 hours, though I've heard people tell me it lasts easily for 4 hours on their skin. So as we know, perfumes behave differently on different skin types, so I'll go with an average of 4 hours, but you know, the longevity is a bit of an issue with this, but it's a beautiful, it's a sweet little thing, kind of a fragrance. I just love it. It's so much, and it sticks to your skin. It, like, this is perfect for a doctor who does not want anybody, even the patient who's close to you will probably not get what you are getting, that beautiful fragrance. So it's so light, it's that light, and you can try this out. I mean, kind of sniff it out at a Sephora or any other store near you where they sell Tom Ford fragrances, and to me this is a perfect addition for a medical professional who go through those regulations of not wearing a perfume at the workplace. The next one is a very special fragrance in my opinion. To me it is very special. This is Angelique Noir from Guerlain, and this is a vanilla fragrance and Angelica fragrance, and this has got a beastly mode, like it will stick to you for 7 to 8 hours easily and not let anybody know unless they come close to you. That beautiful. It's a vanilla fragrance, but it opens with a little bit of a greenness, so don't get upset by that. If you have this, you can use this on days when you're working longer shifts, when you have a stressful day and you need to smell good yourself. You can use this without worries because nobody will know, and most importantly, as I said, this has a beast mode. It lasts easily for 7 to 8 hours, in fact more. So it opens with a little greenness, and don't let that confuse you. Give it a few seconds, maybe a minute, and it will mellow down to this gorgeous, beautiful vanilla perfume. Absolutely gorgeous. And this is one of the best vanilla fragrances besides Mont Guerlain that I have. I really feel the vanilla in them and I enjoy them so much in their variations. So Angelique Noir is another fragrance that is perfect for doctors and other medical professionals. The next fragrance is a showstopper in my opinion in the world of perfumes. This is Chance Eau de Parfum from the house of Chanel, and this is such a beauty. Now I know you might be thinking that Chance has got a heavy sillage, or you know, it kind of people will come to know. Not with this one. This is beautiful. There is one admission that I have to make today. Like, I think I said this myself on an earlier occasion when I was wearing this. The longevity kind of disappointed me a bit. The longevity disappointed me a little bit, but I think I wore it just 2 days back and it surprised me because it lasted for more than 6 hours on my skin, and it was smelling so beautiful without being over the top at all, and it was more like a skin scent after a while. And the patchouli and the pink pepper and the jasmine and the iris, they just work wonders. Beautiful. And if you don't have this, you may consider buying this, and I will suggest this can be easily your signature scent. This can be, even if you are working as a doctor or a nurse, this can be your signature scent. This can be your round the year scent. This can be a safe blind buy as well. So Chance Eau de Parfum for me is definitely useful for doctors and medical professionals equally, because it has a good longevity, fairly good longevity, but it does not project in that way. It does not make people aware about your fragrance. So the next fragrance that I have here with me is Andy Towers L'Air du Desert Marocain. I hope I have not butchered that name. So this is a beautiful fragrance. It's spicy, it's intense, but it's not heavy as in projection, and it is so beautiful on your skin. This kind of stays for hours. It's got a little spiciness to it, it's got a lot of earthiness to it, and it's got that warmth also. it makes you feel cozy, spicy, and I have used this and it works beautifully on the skin, and I could not recommend this more for medical professionals equally. Well, this is definitely a matter of choice. So this is something you will have to use. You should be using a decant first or a sample first and then making your choice, because this will be slightly more expensive than many of the other perfumes over here, and I don't want to suggest something that you don't agree with personally, but this has a lot of spiciness to it. It has this has coriander, this has cumin, it has petite grain, floral notes like rock rose and jasmine, and then the base notes have cedar, vetiver and ambergris. So to me this is a very beautiful subdued kind of a high on longevity perfume, which can be used for a medical workplace situation where you can smell beautiful, you can afford to smell beautiful without letting people around you know too much about it. And especially this is, though this is a small bottle which you can carry, but this is easily this lasts for about 6 to 7 hours on my skin, so I dare say this will easily last you for the whole day, and you don't need to kind of reapply or give it a touch up, give your fragrance a touch up, or worry about that as well. So it keeps you fragrant, it keeps you happy, at the same time it doesn't break any of your workplace rules. So that but it is a niche fragrance, and you have to be careful about your choice, and especially by including a choice that you don't like is not something that I would like as well. So I would suggest you go for a decant or a sample of this first before kind of investing into it. And finally, this is also a niche fragrance, but I think I can safely say that this can be a blind buy as well. So this is the Oriental Lounge from the different company. Oriental Lounge from the different company. So this is a beautiful fragrance, and I don't know why I get a sandalwood vibe from it, but it does not have sandalwood. This has exotic curry tree, citrusy bergamot at the top, red rose and silk or satin wood in the middle. The base notes are French labdanum, amber and tonka bean. Amazing perfume. And if I can say, if you are going for a blind buy, then this is a far safer choice than many other blind buy suggestions that is available here in this list. This is beautiful, and for a doctor or a nurse or any other medical professional, healthcare professional who is working in a hospital scenario, this is a must-have. It's dignified, it's sophisticated, elegant, not too loud, and yet that it sticks to your skin for hours, like easily for 7 to 8 hours. And it is a small bottle which you can carry in your bag, very portable. It's thick glass, so there's no chance of breakage. It's got a heavy lid. This can be used as a weapon for self-defense. Please ignore that comment. But because this is such a heavy lid, I think spillage is also not a problem. So, and this is anyway very long lasting. On my skin it lasts, as I said, easily for 8 hours. So I have used this very rarely because I don't want to waste it. There are times when I really need such perfumes. So this is one safe buy, a beautiful blind buy in my opinion, and best choice for doctors and medical professionals. So that brings me to the end of my list. I hope you enjoyed watching it as much as I enjoyed bringing it to you. And to all the doctors and all the nurses and all the medical professionals, a huge thank you. I know you're working long hours, long shifts, and you're working relentlessly, not just for the COVID patients, but also patients with other related ailments. And any amount of thank you is really not enough, but I still send you my gratitude. And I hope one of these perfumes meet with your approval and you have a pleasant experience, and do let me know what you feel about them. Thank you for watching. Till I see you next time. Bye. Lots of love.